Okay, welcome back to Heroes 3. This is part 4. Do check the playlist link in the description to find all other parts. So in the end of the previous episode, we got all of the final component we needed for the Armor of the Damned, which is the Black Shard of the Dead Knight here on Malekith. Unfortunately, the various components are all in completely different places. So Darkstone has the shield and the ribcage. Alamar doesn't actually have anything, but we'll come back to him. The other thing we need to do is we need to send Dima out because Dima has the skull helmet. We also have the skull helmet on Jaegar himself somewhere in his inventory, but he, I think, is fine as he is. So it's going to be the other heroes we bring together. And I think the obvious place to have all these heroes meet is going to be here in the town of Mashina, because that way we can actually go for the level 5 Mage Guild and give all of them level 5 spells, which is not something Alamar can do on his own, and in fact, Alamar's not necessarily needed. He can maybe go and do some fights or something, I've not really thought about it. But yeah, we need to send Dima out of the town. We're going to drop off the slower units. Yeah, they are the slower units. Actually, these are 7 speed, we'll take one of these. We're going to get as many movement points as possible, and we're going to position ourselves right here because this is as far as Mephala can go next turn, which means she can pass the units across. Dima, I think, can take the fight with the Phoenixes, maybe also the fight with the Rust Dragons, but that might slow us down by a day, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. Although it's not too far for him to sail. So he just has to board the ship around here, go south, go around this, and then he can land pretty close, whereas Darkstone, I was kind of absent-mindedly moving him at the end of the previous episode, but he's now ended up pretty far away. It's going to take him a few turns to get back. We'll just have to work with that. Other things to mention, there's definitely a consensus that we should go for the treasury, which, like, we can do that. But if you think the Cloak of the Undead King is overpowered, wait until you find out about compound interest. We are going to end up incredibly rich. Okay, so we're going to move this guy first. So we've got an observation tower just there, which we can reach. I guess we should still pick stuff up. It does use up movement points. But yeah, we're going to go to this. See the lay of the land. As we look to the south, we can see there is actually a hill fort there. And it's the original kind of hill fort. The kind that can upgrade level 7 units as well. We've got the Orb of Driving Rain there. We've got a Seer's Hut. Not seeing a way into the Inferno Zone just yet. Shackles of War, also very interesting. Crystal Cave for Crystal Dragons if we want to go down that road. That does at least allow us to strengthen ourselves a bit, but I think Hill Fort enough should be enough to keep our momentum going. Okay, so Darkstone is just going to go straight to the west, fastest route possible, so I guess that's through here. If we go for these instead, a little bit tougher, not sure we necessarily have enough to win that, because they're immune to our damaging spells. So we're relying on Resurrection. We have 80 spell points max. To get more, we have to go back that way. So yeah, I think, actually, we probably do just want to go the safest way we can, and 5 gems there is really convenient, because that is exactly what we need to upgrade this to level 5. I should have really built some more buildings at the end of the last turn, but never mind. Okay, let's pass all of these units across. We're just going to go for a straight swap, although of course make sure we take this. No, let's not do a straight swap, let's stay as we are. Makes sense for Dima to have the better artifacts, although she can have this, I guess. She can obviously have the Eagle Eye related artifacts. And yeah, it makes sense to keep the Crest of Valor and the Spirit of Oppression separate. So Dima going for this fight with the Phoenixes. We, I think, don't split our units. 53 spell points is enough to go for Resurrection 3 times. So that's potentially all we need. It's a little bit risky, we might take some losses, but if we focus those losses on Ogre Magi, for example, that's fine. So they do mostly focus those down, they also go for a few Thunderbirds. So it's 5 Phoenixes per stack. This stack has 4. The problem is the ancient behemoths are actually blocked off, and we want to make sure they can get through, so I think we go for this attack as we do kill them off. Quite a few people have requested that I slow down the animation speed. This is one of the few problems I really have with Horn of the Abyss. I think 3 is too slow. I think 4 is... I can see why 4 seems too fast. But yeah, we can't really do too much with that. This unit is just going to defend. Don't think we start resurrecting yet. Okay, so losses are so far focused between those two stacks. The stack of 5 can be reached, so let's go for these. These then come through. I did open myself up to the double attack, but we have managed to prevent any losses to the Ancient Behemoth, so that's still fine. Okay, I think it's time we start resurrecting, so let's go for... Ooh, only 10 out of 16. So we don't get all of them back. I think we go for this. We take a retaliation again. But that's fine, because we can still resurrect those some more. These go for this. Next round begins, we go for resurrection once again. If we go defensive, I'm pretty sure we just end up killing these off, so yeah, I've potentially given myself no way to get the ogres back. Yeah, AI just always wants to go for an attack. Ah, they haven't yet resurrected, perfect. So get out of jail free card, we get these back, and we finish these off. So a couple of losses in total. Expert Earth Magic, that's amazing. Basic Intelligence is definitely tempting, but there are so many power-ups up for grabs that I'm going to actually skip it. Take Advanced Air Magic, take the Shield of the Damned, and yeah, if we do go for this fight, it will take us at least 1 extra day to get on the water, which is not necessarily that bad. But we also need to get our spell points back, so that's not really going to happen. I think we pick these things up. And yeah, we don't need to worry about gold anymore, because we're going to see the power of the treasury soon. There's no reason not to go for it now, that's fine. Just need to make sure we do it before the end of the week, so let's not forget. In this town, I do want the fort. We are slightly short on wood, and I didn't check the Mage Guild in this town, but let's do that now. So, 2 types of elementals in the 2 schools we're mostly specializing in, so that's actually really good. Okay, Jaegar, I think, because there's no obvious prize if we land, as much as I do want to go round to red, there's no huge prize if we land back on the landmass we're already on. Probably prefer to actually go for the hill fort. Another ribcage. So it's definitely possible to get a second Armor of the Damned. Do we have enough movement points to land if we go for this? 290 left. I think that is enough. I think we avoid interacting with this. I'm pretty sure that uses more movement points. Shield of Dwarven Lords, and oh wow, we're slightly short. Really close, but not quite. Okay, so other option would be just to ignore this for now, because it feels wrong to waste an entire turn just landing. We could pick up some things from the water, but maybe we scout a bit. We'll go down this way. So I didn't really see any signs of any threats. I think Malekith is probably fine just to get back on here. Alamar will decide what to do with later. Gunnar doesn't have too much to do. Not really strong enough to seriously take this place on, but we'll explore it. There is a Pandora's box. Yeah, I was thinking we could get Mafala down to summon the boat, but she is... Obviously she's already used all her movement points, so we probably do just have to use another turn of movement. So Mafala, if we have a look, she does have Advanced Earth Magic. She does not have Resurrection. So we can't take the fight with her either. Okay, I think that just means we have to spend a turn. Which is unfortunate because I'm not sure spending a turn was worth it to get the Ogre Magi back, but never mind. Okay, you go for this. Alamar is still going to come back this way. He could still benefit from those level 5 spells. I'm kind of curious to scout this out. Obviously we go to the stables, and there might be something here. I can see like an abandoned cart, which is probably not that useful. Okay, Dima grabs some gold, and I'm sure there is a well around here somewhere. I'm trying to remind myself. Not one close enough. We could try going for the Forsaken Palace or something, but I think there's no need. Okay, so back to this. The lighthouse. Ooh. That would have been useful before now. Yeah, the additional movement points don't kick in until the turn afterwards, so still can't use that to land. This town's probably fine as it is, this town likewise. And yeah, now that we have the treasury, there is an incentive to not spend gold if we don't have to. Okay, going to end the turn there. Still very little movement, and we're still free to explore up this way, so let's go for advanced diplomacy. We might get this guy some units at some point. We'll continue to hope. Okay, Eagle Eye Artifact, that's not what we need. Empty chest, that's also disappointing. Potential skill there, but we're already filled up. I don't know if this is worth continuing to explore. This gets us some enchanters, but we'd have to give up a stack. Tree of Knowledge. We can go slightly further. I'm not sure we can land somewhere else. Ooh, we can land here, and this actually looks like a starting zone, which is probably more important. So yeah, I will go for this. It looks uncontested, but it should lead us to a town. I'm going to actually go for it. Okay, the Malekith grabs this, finds nothing. We'll get as far as we can. We could try going this way. I think that's fine, because Darkstorm's still a way off. Yeah, it's going to take him a while. Okay, so option to land if we want to. There's the Library of Enlightenment. We are only level 5 though, so we can't really benefit from that. We land down there. We did see Red here previously, but I'm not sure where he went. Okay, so 10 wood is nice. Option to land still. I suppose we might as well, although there's not anything obvious to gain. We'll at least check it out, just in case there's something else. Okay, so Meteor Shower, 200 points of damage. That is enough to kill all of them. If we go for Lightning Bolt instead, that also does the job. So we do that, we send these forward as a block. These wait. I don't mind if these die, because they are actually giving us a terrain penalty. Okay, so that's a lot better than the auto-resolve. Basic Estates on a supporting hero, I think we should take that, although actually maybe not, because yeah, we don't need any help with gold. That's pretty much how it's going to be from now on. Okay, so Mephala does have enough spell points. Does she actually even have that spell though? She does. So let's see how far Dima can go. He can actually reach both ships. So this ship is a little bit closer, so I think we go for that one. Yeah, nothing we can do about our spell point situation. We would take too many losses if we take the fight, so we're just going to go for this. The Mephala actually maybe goes back and we take some time to build this up. So yeah, I'm going to go for the fort. Maybe a little premature. But yeah, this actually allows us to potentially bring Jedi out if we want to. The other option is we could bring Lena out of here, or we could actually go for a whole new hero somewhere like this. And this land didn't seem to be completely explored. So we've got Lorelei and we've got Dracon. Lorelei does come with some extra units, but not really the kind we need. If we did recruit her, she could easily take these on. That I think is Crimson Coatls, perhaps? I'm not actually sure. If we go to the north, there's some stuff we can grab. There's a lot of free resources to the east. Plus we get to scout. That's maybe actually more useful than sending Jedi out. We could go for something like this at last, but I think I'm actually more tempted. To see how this goes. So we're going to put you in here for now. Although she could also just do some exploring herself, but this is the area that's more threatened. There's more up for, there's more being competed for in this part of the map. So we'll get as strong as we can. We'll go out, grab some resources. I'm just going to accept that. Basic fire magic. It's free. I'm just going to say yes to it. We don't have that on anyone yet. And 1 gem. Okay, so not working out too well so far. Few boosts for Gunnar, but nothing really reachable of note. Okay, so we go back to this town. We have got our treasury. We can now start building for the next week. Down in this town, a few upgrades potentially available, but all costing resources we want to hang on to. This town has its fully upgraded mage guild. Upgraded mage tower is probably fine to go for. Let's just do it. This town is pretty much fine. Not going to bother with the ballista yard. Okay. That all seems fine. We end the turn there. Red is... This is Zyda, I'm pretty sure. Not a threat to us yet. Okay, so we have a complete lack of units here, which means we need to rely on summon boat, but Kaya doesn't have it, so we've got to go back. Okay, as for Dima, he does have quite a few movement points. We should be able to do things like Beholder's Sanctuary. This is the thing though, now that we have that, I'm just going to say yes. Take sorcery. Now that we have that treasury, it doesn't feel so important to pick things up. Okay, so if we land here, we can get an extra skill, we can get some more gems, we can go to the obelisk. If we go west instead, we have no chance of landing. Darkstorm's still quite a few turns off. If we go this way instead, it's apparently not any faster. Oh no, it's the same way. Yeah, it's taking a while. I think we go for the level up. We might get pathfinding or something. Expert wisdom we actually need for the spell. So I guess at this point, Malekith and Darkstorm are in a pretty similar situation. And yeah, I'm not seeing too much here. I'm just going to go back in. Okay, basic fire magic there. I think we go for the giants with Alamar, and then we bring him back. Dima is just going to go straight south. If we go to here, we don't really gain too much. We're probably better off scouting stuff like this. Let's go further west. Okay, always spell power with this guy. Shouldn't need to take any losses. Same thing here, I think best move is just to wait. We're faster with our dragons. We'll spread these out a little bit. Okay, so they all move down to there. Yeah, there's nothing we can do with our spread damage spells, we just have to go for an attack. So 4 to 5 kills maximum, makes sense to go for the weakened stack, which doesn't do too much damage back, and then these can finish them off. Okay, next round begins. We're going to move these over to safety as... Okay, wow, that was unfortunate. So losses get spread between those two stacks. That's frustrating. This stack waits. We'll absorb the retaliation. I think we absorb retaliation from both stacks, and then we start going for resurrection. Okay, so next round has begun. If we were to bring the dragons in, I think there's actually no way we can attack that doesn't friendly fire, so that was not the best actually. If we try going for something like teleport, we actually don't have that. I wonder if we just sacrifice the wyverns, because the morale situation is still causing problems. And the wyverns aren't making too much difference. Alternatively, if we just drag this out slightly longer, we can keep both fairly safe. So yeah, we go for resurrection on these. Yeah, still no need to take losses. Okay, so a couple of mercury from this. This is not great in terms of movement points, but it is Red Lands, so we should take him on pretty soon. I'm not sure which way to go to find his town, but we'll just explore. Okay, so Gunnar's going to return to the ship, so I don't think there's anything else he can do over here. Back in this town, let's go for Town Hall. It's day 6, so we don't want to spend too much gold. I think we go for low gold buildings like this. We do want to keep developing our towns though. So in this town we probably do want Unicorn Glade, but Enchanted Spring's very expensive. We have no easy prospect of affording that. We could do some trading, but it's not that important. So if we actually did do that, it would be day 6 Enchanted Spring, day 7 Unicorn Glade, so not that important. So yeah, I think we just go Citadel instead. This town seems fine. We do still have the option of checking out artifact merchants at some point, which we should probably do. Maybe we do that next turn or next time we return someone to a town. Okay, I'm gonna end the turn there. So we do see red reappear over there, and actually that is between our lands, pretty close to our cove town. Kai with the amazing movement does make it back to the ships, but Gunnar apparently can't quite make it. If we go to this, we still can't make it. Okay. Alright, so Malekith should probably land. I could also try going round in the sea instead, because I feel like that wouldn't actually be much slower. Assuming it just kind of wraps around. Although there's no good landing, the closest landing appears to be here. Okay, we'll come back to that. So Jaegar is going to suss it out bit by bit. We do have View Earth and View Air, I guess. So we can see 2 red heroes to the north. This probably does eventually lead us to his lands. I did really want to go for that, and this doesn't tell me too much. I'd guess there's a town here, in between these ice pools. But lack of path is unfortunate. Yeah, so I did really want to go for that hill fort, but I couldn't bring myself to use an entire turn's movement points just to land. And I do want to see what these phoenixes are guarding, as it appears to be Diplomat's Cloak. Don't care enough about that. Okay, town is right there, we actually can reach. So it's another tower town, which is great, because we can spend our resources on that. Another level 5 mage guild. Let's go for these two. Okay, keep the losses on those, that's fine. Okay, so if we start going for Resurrection, the losses are all focused on this stack, so I don't think we need to just yet. Let's go for these. Just check there's nothing else, which, yeah, gone a lot better than the previous tower fight. This stack will... I guess we can still go for Resurrection. If more of them get killed, it's fine. We can just do it again. We have the Mysticism specialty, we get all of those spell points back. Yep, so no losses. We claim the town. That also comes with a lookout tower, which is nice. There is not a lot here, and this is a very annoying little place with no paths. But Library of Enlightenment there, that's good. If we go into the town, we are not going to be able to build this Mage Guild up soon enough to really benefit from it. Not really too much in the town either. We are producing giants at least, which is good because we do have the extra production on those. I think Jaegar does go in just for the sake of a little bit more knowledge. And maybe we leave these slower units behind. It's a little bit risky. Thing is, he does need more units. This is also interesting. Titan's Gladius, Pandora's Box. Azure Dragons. I'm not sure if we're actually strong enough to do that. If we go straight to the west, this appears to be all blocked off. So it's pretty difficult to get back on the ships. So we're kind of stuck where we are. I'm not sure we should weaken ourselves too much. Maybe we leave behind the units that are dropping our morale, keep the rest. The Firebirds are too important to drop. We probably do keep the Giants. If we wait for a turn, we get 3 Titans if we go for Upgraded Cloud Temple. That's going to need a lot of trading though. But yeah, thanks to the treasury, we've already got 10,000 extra gold coming in next turn. Alamar will wait here for a turn. Dima will... So he can actually land this turn, but we can see we're still a way off with our other heroes, so I think we should continue to explore instead. So Mansion just there as extra resources. I think what I am really curious about is this monolith. Let's see where that goes. This is probably not worth landing for. We can also actually go this way. So Burial Tomb there, that could be anything. It's pretty similar to the Shipwreck Survivor. Could be a really good Warrior's Tomb even. Could be a really good artifact, could be a really bad artifact, but it will ruin our morale temporarily. So probably don't do that. Okay, still definitely not strong enough for this fight with the Vial of Dragon Blood, and yeah, it's like, I think it's +5 attack and defense for any dragons, which is useful, but not worth a fight like that. Okay, you grab this. Do you go back for the stable boost? We should probably check out what was going on with this guy. Zarfax, he's pretty weak, he can't really threaten us. We should probably still build some kind of defense in this town, I think. Upgraded nest, not too important. I think just basic units is the key thing to go for, so I think we go for, well, we can give it at least one more turn, make sure we get the maximum treasury boost possible. We don't want to fight Coronius. Is there really nowhere to land? Let's check this out again, just because this will tell us. So yeah, we can't really land. Anyway, great. We can get through this gap. That does work. I do want to scout, I do want to explore. I don't mind if we have to wait a little bit longer to get the Armor of the Damned. I want to see what's around. Okay. We'll go for water magic. Could help us summon boats and things. So does Jaegar wait here for a turn? I think that does make sense. We should actually drop off everything except these, just to make sure we get as much movement as possible next turn. This town does have a resource silo, but does not have the artifact merchants. We can actually put them in here temporarily. And have a look in here with Jedi. So Necklace of Swiftness I think is worth buying. Costs us quite a lot. What we probably do is we should perhaps trade some resources. We should get another marketplace. Same thing in this town. We're going to go for marketplaces. We're going to maximize our treasury interest this turn. I think that does make sense. So things we don't really need, 60 sulfur. We are going to go for upgraded black dragons, or upgraded red dragons I guess, at some point I'm sure, so we're not going to spend too much of that. But this amount of mercury doesn't seem needed. So all of this will come back to us as additional gold. Castle here though, for the additional growth of dendroids, elves and things. I don't mind losing 500 gold of interest for that, that's fine. So that's most of our towns busy. This town is, I think, fine for at least one turn. Jedi, if we were to go for this stuff, is there anything else here that really tempts? So the Sword of Hellfire is useful because it's part of the Power of the Dragonfather, but that's a difficult one to go for. Charm of the Eclipse, also useful but also expensive. Okay, I think we put him back in here for now. Go back to this. Take the additional movement points. Alamar stays in place. Lorelei is going to go back just for the stable boost. Okay. So red potentially chasing us down and also potentially going for our code town, but that's fine. We reach a new week, we're straight up to 147,000 gold, and we can continue to explore again. So there's a hill fort there too, but of course no one really strong in this part of the map. Resources we could grab. They don't look that good. I think we carry on. Okay, so Gion, do we take the Giants? I think we do because Master Genie's always really useful support units, so if we're going for some of those units, we might as well go for some more. So yeah, we take those, we will take the dungeon units. These are pretty useful as fodder for the towers. I'm going to actually leave Naga Queens behind. It's borderline, but I think we leave them. They can defend. Okay, so if we go straight to the north, we can go to Tree of Knowledge, we can go to Library of Enlightenment. There's also this guarding the Shield of Naval Glory. Crystal Dragons, it's definitely very doable. You know what? This doesn't make sense anymore. Now that we have these, I don't think we want these slow units anymore. We just want to spread these out. I think that's better. Okay, so is this really the best thing we can do? Unfortunately, it probably is. Do we stop off here? No, someone else can do that at some point. I'm not too bothered about that. Let's go for this. Grab this and start going west. Dima will check this out. So it's actually unguarded. I'm very curious where it leads, but we do have the option of landing this turn. So we land this turn. Alamar is going to take the 3 giants. Start coming back. I'm going to let go of this thing. Although it's useful when we're not on snow. Okay, let's see what's to the west. Okay, Dima we come back to. Malekith is potentially being pursued by any of these two. So Xaidar's actually back over there now. I'm not sure how he pulled that off. Actually, this is the same landmass as this. So Xaidar potentially a threat. Cronius also a threat, but these two can't really mix forces too much. So where can Xaidar do the most damage? If he starts going for towns like this, we might be able to hold him off. But this town probably doesn't have enough. So City Hall I think comes next. Let's go Blacksmith. Mage Guild in this town, that's something we should go for at some point, but yeah, this town is so awkward to get to, I'm not sure it's worth prioritizing. So we do need some defenders in here, for sure. So what's actually coming towards us? It's really not much. We could actually go chase them down if we just buy some units. Altar of Mana. Sacrifice creatures for mana. That's an interesting map object, but not actually useful to us right now. So, ever-pouring Vial of Mercury. What's actually guarding this? Looks like we can just grab it. There is a guard there, but we can just land. Do we care about that? So Darkstorm is getting closer, and Dima is also pretty close. So at this point, I think Malekith is the last to arrive, therefore, let's keep moving. Yeah, let's land, that's fine. Dima. Can we still land if we go for this? No, we probably do just want to land straight away. Have to make the decision also about who's actually going to have the Armor of the Damned. I think it maybe goes best with whoever has Titans, just because of the slow. One slight weakness of Armor of the Damned is it only actually activates. We can definitely swap this. It actually only activates when you get your first turn, so it's not ideal with Stronghold armies where fastest creature is speed 11. Same thing with Tower. In a way, it kind of works best with Black Dragons. Something to think about, but yeah, I think for now we just land Dima. Figure this out later. Can we afford to visit this? I don't think we can. Just gotta land. So yeah, this town will go for 12 of these because they're surely going to be useful long term. And there's no one really close enough to a town, unless we get rid of Lorelei, he's not really doing too much. No one really close enough to a town to justify sending Lena out. Okay, so back in this town, do we go for Mage Guild level 2 now, start building this up? So in our tavern we've got Marius and Agit. So I do think Inferno, for the reasons I spoke about last time, I do think Inferno on this map could be really good. Because if you get someone like Marius, you go and start demon farming, you can take units from other factions, you can have them killed, you can resurrect them with pit lords, turn them into demons, use castle gates to move between towns, stuff like that. But I think it's a bit too late to implement that. Okay, so they're just going to be a nuisance. Xaidar is going to take a level 5 spell from there, but not actually threatening our towns. Okay, lots of empty chests. We still have the option of landing. There are some things around here. I think we check it out. I think both of these heroes need some units. Oh, okay. Helm of Heavenly Enlightenment there. It's one of the very best in the game. Okay, Darkstorm, go to this, and I think you're fine to get some stats. Yeah, somebody did ask me if it's better to go for Tree of Knowledge later in the game when you have more experience to gain from visiting, and often it is, but on a map this big we just don't know if we're ever coming back. So this is +2 to each of our stats, really nice, and pretty sure this just leads directly to the Inferno Zone, although we don't know exactly how. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe we go for View Air again. So we can see 2 heroes not too far off. We go for View Earth, just make sure we can actually get through here. So if we go west, that's potentially blocked. If we go east instead, I think there's a way up. Okay, whatever. Some fights and things that could be taken around here, but let's focus on getting to the town. So this hero does have Expert Wisdom. I should probably have checked this sooner. This one also has Expert Wisdom. This one has Expert Wisdom. And Darkstorm also has Expert Wisdom. Okay, so we're fine. Dima... Oh wow, after all that you can't get through this way. I thought this was a gap somehow, or we could go behind this somehow, but no, that was a little bit silly. I'd like it if there was just a little resource pile or something here to make me feel better, but no. Don't even have enough movement points to justify going south for Summon Boat. Okay, never mind, or spell points even. Okay, let's go for resources. This could be a sawmill perhaps, no. Just a big open land. But no threats. Is that a town gate? That's really interesting. I'm assuming it's going to be heavily guarded on a map like this. But that's essentially changes our thinking a bit. So yeah, I think we do want at some point, well, the problem is if you town gate to here, this town is just such a nightmare to get to. I kind of feel like we don't want to ever come here again unless we have to defend it. Which makes me sad to leave the dungeon troops behind, but never mind. Okay, back to this. Let's go Imp Crucible. This town, I think we leave as is. Yeah, I do want to take Zarfax on, but he's already got some of the good stuff. Could go Enchanted Spring. I think we do it, we'll get some more crystals later. Meanwhile, this town is accumulating lots of units, but we're not yet able to use them. Okay, gonna end the turn there. So we do see some signs of red. Multiple signs of red. Doesn't choose to attack our town. Zydar's back on the boat. Just remind ourselves, does Kaya have pathfinding? No, so we want to get off the sand. And this looks a bit too open, almost like it's been explored, but no one's claimed much. Okay, we do see a free town just there, but we have no units to take it, as it's linked to this zone. We could land. It does land us on a path, so let's just do it. Okay, do we pick these up as we go through? The other thing is, do we want to go for the Azure Dragons? Do we have someone who could do it? So these things are immune to spells, I think level 1 to 3, which is pretty much everything the Armor of the Damned does. That doesn't help us. If we were to go around this way, that probably takes too long. I think we do just want to land over here. Okay, so 2 heroes here. We've got Jeremy and we've got Ash. So Ash is actually pretty good, maybe even, yeah, definitely stronger than us in fact. So it depends how much we can really rely on our spellcasting to bail us out. We should definitely kill Jeremy though. So Meteor Shower, this is not going to do much damage to the Iron Golems. Still, let's do it. So we can attack through these two, but let's wait. Yeah, the problem with this is because these are immune to spells 1 to 3, we can only give them spells like Frenzy, which is not always that helpful. What's even left? Oh, Prayer, that's good. So it would be cool to attack through these. I think we should. We're going to end up having to resurrect these, I'm pretty sure, but oh wow, just flees. Okay, let's go Expert Air Magic. Might not be on the boats for a while, and I am actually a little bit worried. I'm not necessarily sure we can beat this. We do have really good stats. We got some more defense up for grabs up there if we can just make it. I'm going to try it. I'm actually not sure we win this fight, but we'll try it. So yeah, these are 11 speed, these are 11 speed. We do want the red dragons going first. Yes, this is going to be pure spellcasting. She's not their strongest, we don't know what stats she has. Just gotta see how it goes. Okay, so Alamar is going to go back to the town. Okay, we easily win this. Do we want anything else? So I guess we shouldn't be too reluctant about spending gold. It's fine. We'll get it back eventually. I'm going to try and prevent some losses. I'm not sure if it's worth doing. No, probably not. Fine. Okay, with that being done, do we go back to this? Do we go for the spit? I think we do, because we don't need Alamar back out for a while. So yeah, let's check this out. Someone's been there before, fine. We go to this. So this is guarded by lots of nicks, so it's an okay guard. It's not particularly difficult to break through, but not exactly sure how we use it. Okay, Malekith is the next to potentially return. Darkstorm. Might as well pick these up. Start moving up. We've almost got everyone together at last. So, the choices are Darkstorm, who is level 15, has the Stone Skin specialty, which is really nice. I think that actually goes pretty well with the Ancient Behemoths. Meanwhile, Dima actually perhaps wants to swap forces and use the Titans, and that way he does lots of damage from distance. He's only level 11, but his skills are all really useful apart from maybe scouting. Though scouting's still pretty good. Malekith is probably just not quite strong enough to be the choice that makes sense. Darkstorm will be good, but I think we make Dima our next choice for a strong hero. Okay, let's go this way. Let's pick these two up. Okay, I'm just going to wait by the town. It's just a little bit simpler that way. I don't think there's too much else to go for. We can check this out. If it's something like teleport, we don't really have that. Okay, landmine we don't care about too much. Back to this town. Let's go for Hall of Sins. City Hall in this town. Graded Homestead in this one. Rest are probably fine. So we do still have the option of getting those artifacts, but yeah, I don't think any of them are urgent. Just gonna end the turn there. Red I think will attack, no. Kind of surprised by that. And we see our first sign of green. I'm not sure exactly where that was. This does feel explored. Yeah, teal. So this is probably the end for Kaya, but... oh wow. Yeah, this is a proper zone. Someone's Someone's taken this place seriously, but their best unit is a Sea Serpent, so they don't appear to be hugely well established. Okay, so Dima is going to come south, and do we have everything we need now? So Darkstone, you hand this over, we'll take this back. Rest of this stuff I think we keep. Yeah, this could be handy. Okay, so let's have a look. We still need the Black Shard, which is on Malekith. I think I just overlooked that one, I guess. Oh wait, this is Darkstorm. They all look kind of similar. Okay, I have this, and have this. And there we go, we got the Armor of the Damned. So at the start of every battle on our first turn, we're going to cast the equivalent of Spell Power 50, Slow, Curse, Weakness, and Misfortune, all at once. Unfortunately, Black Dragons are immune to that. But yeah, perhaps for that reason, if we want to take these on, we probably want different spells for now. He also still needs his spell points back. There's no well close by. Darkstorm is perhaps temporarily stronger. Has that stone skin, does have that resurrection. 45 spell points, still not quite enough, but maybe we can go for it next turn. So I think Malekith is going to park himself up here just to be out of the way. This is too much to think about otherwise. Let's go for upgrades and all of these, so we need some more gems. I am willing to trade for that. If we can find gems though, that's even better. Okay, so these spawning Pegasi are thwarting us once again. Okay, no gems there. So this hero, the problem with this is they're probably just going to end up going south, and they're probably going to end up taking this town back, and I don't really want to turn back to deal with that. I think now that I'm so close to this path, I think I'd rather take their main town from them. This could be teleport, nope, Mirth. Okay, so the observatory reveals there is a path. It goes west to Gem Pond. Okay, so good thing we didn't go that way. That's not the way we need to go. We go east instead, we wind round here, there's lots of interesting stuff going on. This looks at least a couple of turns journey away. But yeah, I think we end up losing this, which is really unfortunate. I could go back. Also go for this. This leads to Sandals of the Saint. I'm pretty sure we could win it. There's also Seer's Hub, we don't know what they want. This is just such a detour, but the thing is, if we don't go for it with Jaegar, I don't think we're strong enough. Because yeah, Zarfax has got some reinforcements. Well, it's possible Lena could do it, but she'd have to go back and reinforce. Okay, so for simplicity for now, I'm just going to focus on what do we need next turn. So Darkstorm wants as many Titans as possible. That means gems are the really key thing for now, so let's just trade for some of those. Okay, so we upgrade these, that's 5 Titans there, then we get +9 from this. So 14 Titans total, we can go for 21 Master Genies. We've actually spent nearly all of our gold. But yeah, Naga Queens will help us in this fight, and then we probably don't really want too much else. So yeah, I could dismiss some of these units. Maybe we instead go back to Malekith. We're going to pass these across too. We're going to take the units Darkstorm originally had. We're going to pass some of these artifacts across. So can Darkstorm reach? Darkstorm can reach. Is there anything else we want? We could go for the Ancient Behemoths temporarily. Could be quite important. Thing is, I really do think it makes sense to wait here for a turn. As much as I do want to be efficient with movement points and everything, it is going to be a lot easier with 100 spell points. Yeah, there's no other way to do that. Okay, this decision is tough. I have to think about what actually happens realistically. If we don't stop Ash, then this town becomes really annoying to take back. We probably do go for this. Sandals of the Saint make us stronger, then we perhaps go for this too. Get some extra defense. Yeah, that's a lot better than Shield of Dwarven Lords. So yeah, I think we actually ignore the Inferno town, and I think we go for this. I will take a buff as I pass through. And Lena could potentially take the fight, but let's go back for now. Okay, that's most of our stuff done. Dima wants to... Well, Meteor Shower does affect these, that's what's also tempting about it, but that would be an extra turn. Okay, let's do some construction. So in this town, I think it is probably time to go for the fort. Do want to make sure every town has some defenders, just to fend off some basic attackers and things. This just needs a blacksmith. This town is safe for at least one turn. This town is also fine for now. I will go for the upgraded nest. Okay, so yeah, that town is about to be attacked next turn, and I think that's Sidar. I need to check on that. So, no sign of attack from Teal. I think the way this game works is that the number of AI heroes on the map is limited, not by the player, but also by just the total number of heroes. So there can only be so many heroes on the map, so pretty sure not every player is going to have 8 heroes on the map. Yeah, we can see we actually have the most, so there are players like Purple who are perhaps being restricted by the game from recruiting heroes. I'm not sure why it works like that, maybe because the game's from 1999 and they were worried it would break or something, but yeah, I think that's perhaps why we are able to explore pretty freely in some places without being attacked. I will go for some experience, and I will go for wisdom. And I don't think there's anything else we can do here. Okay. Anything else we can do? So we could take some units we don't really care too much about and just let them work as fodder, but no. Maybe this. Though that drops our morale. I think we just spread these out. Although, yeah, I think behemoths are still worth having. So, Dima. Any of these other artifacts, this is worth having. This is also worth having. This also. Okay, so Darkthorn, 16 Titans, that's the really key thing. They are speed tying the rest, so let's make sure they get to go first. It's going to be tough. I don't think we can resurrect everything. We could try doing it with just the Titans. I don't actually think that would go that badly. It might even result in fewer losses, but I just want to make sure we definitely win. As the luck artifacts are already helping us out, and yeah, maybe spreading the genies out doesn't really make sense. Okay. So 858, these are all healthy. Weakest stacks among them are the ones with around 800 hit points. So I think we do go for our stone skin specialty. Yeah, we do that, and yeah, we're up to 45 defense on these, and it's got an even more pronounced effect on lower tier creatures. So yeah, 33 defense on these. That's probably going to help us long term. So we want to focus down some stacks. It means we probably do go for something like this. Although it makes more sense to wait, and then we buff. Okay, so they missed their turn through fear. These are still healthy for now, so I'm going to wait. These weaken them. Forced to go for an attack. Okay, let's go for this. We still don't take a loss in response, we do get morale, so we actually kill those off. Don't think we make it easy for them to friendly fire us, so let's go for one of the healthiest stacks. So this one has 1,000 hit points still, let's go for them. So we're going to take some more losses here, that's fine. Actually end up hurting their own units. Another one stack goes down. These are still healthy for now. Okay, let's wait. Please go for some more buffs. These have already taken losses, therefore let's use the first attack with these. Chance of a kill here, let's go for it. We don't quite get it, okay. 13 hit points left, damn, okay. I kind of want to finish them off with the Master Genies in that case. But it's perhaps more important we just grab a kill. So 500 hit points on these. I can't remember which one the Ancient Behemoths attacked. Maybe these. We're going to have to resurrect this stack either way. Okay, fine. So these will attack the strongest stack that I think has already been attacked. So this one I think was attacked, wasn't it, by the Ancient Behemoths. So we're going to start resurrecting. It's not going to be the most efficient. These don't have to worry about retaliation, which means in theory they could hold out without further losses. No chance of a kill here, but they've already retaliated. Only thing is, if we go for this, they will end up using breath attack. So I'm going to go for these instead. Ah, they missed their turn. That's a shame. Okay, I don't mind them focusing on the Thunderbirds. Don't want them focusing on the Ancient Behemoths too much, but it's good that they don't go for the Naga Queens. So the remaining stacks all have pretty healthy number of hit points. I think we'll strengthen these a bit. Then let's go for this. Then we go for this, we take some damage in response. We're going to go for resurrection on these. Should have done that before we attacked, but never mind. Okay, so this stack moves next. It can kill a stack of 500 hit points. It's pretty much perfect for killing off this stack, so I think we do that straight away. Do we resurrect before we move any further? I don't think we do. I think we just go for this. They focus the attacks on those, that's fine. Not so fine if they go for the Master Genies. They've got no cast left, so let's wait. These go for an attack. Now we go for resurrection on these. So in this position they cannot attack, breath attack through the 2 hex unit into the 1 hex unit, so that keeps them fairly safe. I don't think it makes sense to involve these any further, so we go defensive. This stack moves next. I'm going to try going for the resurrection early, does that make sense? I only get 13 back out of 25, so situation's not great either way, and I think we actually wait here because we're not going to get a kill regardless. So Nagas do take some more losses once again. This stack though is still healthy, which is great. Let's go defensive. You attack. We're probably not getting the kill, but they've already retaliated, so that's fine. These go for this attack. Final move of the round. This doesn't get the kill, so we go for it. Could have actually... No, I don't think we do have positive luck. Maybe we do. That could have gone bad. Okay, so final resurrection. We will get the kill here. Which stack do we try to save? I think it's obviously this one. So we're going to lose 4 of those. 1 Naga Queen, a couple of the 1 stacks, but that's fine. Go for this, we kill these off, and yeah, those losses are fine. We'll go for air magic. And this gets us access to the Sea Captain's Hat. So if we have a look at what that does, that is 500 extra movement points on the sea, allows us to freely summon and destroy boats, and protects us from whirlpools. So it's pretty good. It's not anywhere near as good as the Admiral's Hat, but we'll take it. And then we have another potential fight with Azure Dragons, which, yeah, I think we do go for this first. Maybe we bring these together. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so these are quite a bit tougher. Yeah, there's more of them too. Okay, that's pretty bad. Not sure we should have gone for this. But I do have faith in this guy's spellcasting abilities. So if we go for Meteor Shower, 1000 points of damage, that's perfect, so we can kill off. Can kill off 1 dragon with each cast. So is it possible to get 3 stacks at once? Doesn't seem like we can, but we can go for these 2 stacks. So I think that does make sense. Okay, then these can go for a buff if they want to. A little bit worried if we ended up going for Frenzy, perhaps. That would be pretty bad. So I don't think we do. These have 19 speed, so they can cross the field no matter what we do. I think we buff these. These go defensive because our goal is not really to brawl these, it's just to hold out. Oh wow, okay. That's pretty concerning. Just gotta try that again. Oh, that's really not good. I should not have gone for this at all. Okay, are any of them actually approaching death? Nope, so we stay defensive. I've been pretty unlucky with these fears, it shouldn't be that hard. So if we resurrect these, that's 3 back. They should be able to hold out a little bit. And yeah, we stay defensive. Stay defensive with these 2. And they friendly fire themselves, that's fine. They don't have great morale, that's also good for us. Need to be really careful here. As long as we don't get several fears in a row, should be possible. Keep this going. If we can get them down to 2 stacks, that becomes a lot easier. I think we've got to resurrect these still. Okay, is it possible to move somewhere that makes it harder for them to get us? So if we go all the way to the other side of the field, let's have a look. I definitely shouldn't have gone for this fight. Yeah, if we go to the other side of the field, actually, we can only be reached by 2 stacks. That might be the way to do it. That makes more sense. These stay defensive. We're going to attempt to cross. Only thing is, if we go for this, we can temporarily be attacked by all of them at once, but while we still have 2 stacks alive, I think that's worth a risk. They take the space there, but I think we can still make it to the bottom corner. Okay, so that stack does survive. We go for Resurrection once again. Go down to the corner. These stay defensive. Okay, now they have to be really lucky to kill us off. This was not a zero risk fight. This was definitely something that could have gone more wrong. They have spaced themselves out a little bit, but we can still meteor shower these two. Now we have to be a little bit careful with spell points. Okay, we resurrect again. Kill these off. Resurrect these. Go defensive. These will go to the corner. It doesn't stop them reaching, but it's fine to do that. It's okay. They're going to spread the losses between the different stacks. That kind of sucks. I think we just have to keep going for these. So 2 Firebirds back. Six Master Genies we probably just have to let go. The thing is, I'm not sure after this, are we still strong enough to take the town back? We do get those stats, which is really helpful. Just check we can reach, yeah. Okay, so we go for this. Then we go for this. These go defensive. They miss their turn through morale, that's great. This stack holds out. Okay, now we wait, we attack. We resurrect. These defend. These attack. I wish they wouldn't spread out the damage so much. But since they have. We gotta choose, who do we bring back? It's gotta be the Red Dragons, I guess. So yeah, we've lost almost everything. This was not a fight I should have taken. Let's go defensive. So, Red Dragons currently healthy. We could end the battle here. These have 175 hit points. I think if we resurrect these, they're not going to do enough damage, but it's still the stack that makes sense to resurrect, I think. Then these defend. They choose to go for those, that's probably fine. Oh no, maybe not, because these can't finish them off. It's actually out of spell points. This is a rare case when knowledge would have been good. Now we can't cross, so the Firebirds will get attacked. It just doesn't make sense to attack ourselves, so we go defensive. They, oh wow, the fear causes us to miss our turn with those, but Firebirds manage to cling on. Very few hit points to go. We wait, then we attack. Should not have done that. But let's see what this is. We need 5 black dragons. If you help us, we will improve your attack skills. That must be a pretty significant attack, and we have 5 red dragons, and we also have a hill fort down there, but I don't think we're strong enough to take on Ash. So we could go on a bit of a mission to sneak past. We will get our spell points back. It's going to take a couple of turns, but yeah, thanks to our Mysticism specialty, we get our spell points back in 2 turns time. So it's a little bit dangerous, but yeah, I think I've had enough for today. So thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in part 5.